Breaking news. Coco Gauff is opening up about her recent tennis runs, and her message ahead of the Cincinnati Open could reveal exactly where her mindset is right now. The American superstar has been through some intense battles over the last several weeks. She reached the Wimbledon semifinal. Then she made another deep run in Toronto, reaching the Canadian Open semifinal. But despite those impressive results, Gauff knows there is still another level she wants to reach. And now, with Cincinnati underway and the US Open getting closer, Coco Gauff is talking about what she wants from the rest of her season. Is she putting more pressure on herself? Or has she finally found a more relaxed approach that could make her even more dangerous? Let's break down everything you need to know. Coco Gauff's recent run has been impressive. Coco Gauff entered this part of the season with enormous expectations. As one of the biggest stars in women's tennis, every tournament brings pressure. But Gauff has continued to produce deep runs. At Wimbledon, she battled through 5 victories before reaching the semifinal. Her run included tough matches against players such as Belinda Bencic and Jessica Pegula before she eventually fell to Karolina Muchova in a dramatic semifinal. That result showed that Gauff was once again capable of going deep at a Grand Slam. But she didn't stop there. The American star quickly turned her attention toward the North American hardcourt swing. And Toronto became another important chapter. Toronto was another statement. At the Canadian Open, Gauff started strongly. She defeated Kayla Day, then followed that up with another convincing victory over Maria Sakkari. She continued her run by defeating Elena Rybakina and eventually advanced to the semifinal after Belinda Bencic withdrew. That meant Gauff reached yet another major semifinal. And there was an important detail here. Gauff reached the Toronto semifinal without dropping a set in the matches she played on the way there. That was a strong indication that her game was in a good place. But the semifinal against Elena Rybakina became a completely different challenge. The Rybakina battle. Gauff won the opening set against Rybakina 7-5. That was a huge start. She had the momentum. She had the crowd behind her. And she looked ready to reach another final. But Rybakina responded. The Kazakh star raised her level dramatically and won the next 2 sets 6-2, 6-2. Suddenly, Gauff's Toronto journey was over. It was another deep run, but not another title. And that's where the story becomes interesting. Because Gauff's recent results show 2 things at the same time. First, she is consistently reaching the latter stages of major tournaments. But second, she is still searching for that extra step. The step that turns a deep run into a championship. The search for that next level. This season has been different for Gauff. The results haven't been poor. Far from it. She has reached major stages. She has beaten top players. She has shown that she can compete with almost anyone. But the biggest question remains. When will the next title come? Gauff is still searching for her first title of the 2026 season. That makes Cincinnati particularly important. Because this is one of the final major opportunities before the US Open. And Cincinnati can provide exactly the type of preparation Gauff needs. Gauff's new mindset. One of the biggest themes from Gauff's recent comments is her desire to enjoy tennis more. That's significant. At this level, players are constantly surrounded by rankings, statistics, expectations, and criticism. Every match becomes a measurement. Every loss becomes a headline. Every tournament becomes another test. But Gauff has spoken about wanting to feel more relaxed and enjoy being on court. That could actually become one of the biggest advantages for her. When a player isn't constantly thinking about the result, they can sometimes play more freely. They can trust their instincts. They can react naturally. And that's exactly the type of tennis Gauff has shown she can produce when she's confident. Why Cincinnati could be huge. Now Gauff arrives in Cincinnati with another opportunity. The tournament is one of the final major WTA 1000 events before the US Open, making it an extremely important part of the hardcourt swing. Gauff received a first-round bye. That means she begins her singles campaign in the second round, where she is scheduled to face Ludmila Samsonova. And this is not just another tournament. Cincinnati is a chance to build momentum. The bigger picture. Coco Gauff's 2026 season isn't about one result. It's about development. She's still one of the youngest major champions in the sport. And she's already experienced both sides of elite tennis. Huge victories and painful losses. That experience matters. Every semifinal, every difficult match, every comeback, every defeat, they all add to the player she is becoming. And now, Cincinnati gives her another opportunity. So, as Coco Gauff prepares for Cincinnati, the message is clear. She isn't satisfied with simply making deep runs. She wants more. But at the same time, she appears to be approaching tennis with a more balanced mindset. And that could be exactly what she needs. Because sometimes the difference between reaching a semifinal and winning a title isn't simply technique. It can be confidence. It can be patience. It can be staying calm when the pressure becomes overwhelming. And it can be remembering why you started playing the sport in the first place. Gauff now has another chance to put all of that together. Coco Gauff has already proven that she can go deep. Now, the question is whether Cincinnati can become the tournament where she finally takes that next step in 2026. She has the experience. She has the talent. She has the confidence of a Grand Slam champion. And now she has another opportunity on the hard courts. So what do you think? Can Coco Gauff win the Cincinnati Open and build unstoppable momentum heading into the US Open? Let us know your prediction in the comments. And if you're a Coco Gauff fan, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for the latest WTA news, match updates, and Coco Gauff stories. Cincinnati is here. The US Open is getting closer, and Coco Gauff's next chapter is about to begin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.